Hi everyone, it's Michael Luongo. I am obviously at the Taj Mahal. It is not AI, it is not a backdrop. I finally made it. The little boy who dreamed ever since he was a child reading Time Life books to make it to the Taj Mahal is here. I haven't been doing that many postings and because I've just been exhausted with my travels, with everything after the wedding, with jet lag, and trying to see as much as I can before I head home. My flight back to New York tomorrow. I hired a photographer to take pictures of me here. I crawled out of bed and I wasn't even asleep for more than an hour because I arrived late last night into Agra. And I haven't done a Facebook Live, I think, since I lived in Hong Kong. Maybe I did do some of them during the 2020 protests, but I can't remember when I last did a Facebook Live. And I said, well, I'm sitting on a bench, I'm in front of the Taj Mahal. It's about 7-ish in the morning here, so it's about 9:30 back in New York and Indiana and elsewhere on the Eastern time zone. And I'm not 100% sure what to say, but what is exciting to me is also the activity around the Taj Mahal. So that, what you're looking at now, that red building is the entrance that I came through. And then all of these people take images, stand there and they want to take images, that perfect image of the sunrise, but today was super hazy, so it wasn't a very pretty sunrise. And what was really interesting is the photographer, or someone I overheard, said, well, because it's such a bad day for photography, maybe what's going to happen is that people will actually be off of their phones and see the Taj Mahal itself rather than just take pictures. So that I thought was an interesting observation. What I also think is amazing is how many people will come in sort of, Indian-inspired outfits or Indian outfits to be photographed in front of the Taj Mahal. There's also couples that seem to be on honeymoons or they're vacationing, so they pose in front of the Taj Mahal. You're looking at a couple that is doing that. And what I also find really interesting is, while it is not super crowded, but crowded, is how polite people are about where they want to be photographed. There are obviously photographers you can hire, and then they sort of direct people, but you pay them. But then even people doing their selfies, even people just wanting to take that spectacular image that they wanted to take their whole lives, they're all being polite with each other. And that, I think, is really fantastic. So again, as both a travel journalist and a travel academic, sometimes it's not so much the building, but the activities that go on around it that I really find fascinating. So I haven't seen much yet. I basically just kind of woke up, showed up. I look awful. Admittedly, I haven't bathed. Admittedly, I'm in a really cheap, dirty hotel, the closest hotel to the Taj Mahal, so I could get here like that. And I woke up to find it has no hot water. So anyway, I'll figure all that out. And the more important thing is seeing something that you wanted to see your whole life. So I've done that. I'm so glad that I was able to go to Gurpreet and Harpreet's wedding and add this to one of the things that I'm doing, one of the things I've wanted to do my whole life. There's a lot more things that I want to do in life, but at least going to the Taj Mahal was one of them. So I'm going to go wander and see things, and that's it. So yeah, I haven't done a Facebook Live in forever. So ciao for now. It's Michael Luongo on, what day of the week is it? Wednesday, October 29th, 2025 in Agra, where obviously the Taj Mahal is. One other interesting point is somebody who also looks at dark tourism, and I hadn't thought about this until reading it. We are at a tomb. This is a site where people are buried. So it's a really important site from that perspective, but it is a component of dark tourism that we often don't think about. So, because you're visiting a mausoleum, you're visiting where Shah Jahan and his wife were buried. So this is an interesting thing to think about, and it's also why there's certain restrictions on what you can bring in addition to the normal security, because it's just, they don't want you to bring in food, for example, candy, because of what a site this is. So anyway, hopefully more. Bye-bye. Let me go actually explore. Because my whole day will be, and I want to maybe change my train when I go back to Delhi just to give myself a little bit more time here, but I'll figure it out. And since I haven't done this in forever, I hope I know how to turn this off. So, all right, bye-bye. Finish.